What is a marketing gap? A marketing gap is created when the use of the products are not where the product is manufactured. Identifying these gaps can be described as a core marketing aspect. For instance, a consumer who wants to buy a pair of jeans must have the options of size, color, brand, and so on. For this, an exchange of money takes place. The typical gaps identified in the scenario lay in the transport of the product, availability in different colors, sizes, and so forth. If all the gaps in the market process are not covered, the successful marketing of a product offering is not possible. The 5 main types of gaps that can be identified in the marketing process are as follows. Number 1 is space gap. A space gap arises from example when clothing are manufactured in China and sold in stores all over South Africa. A geographical space gap distance therefore exists between the manufacturing in China and the South African consumer. A time gap. This gap refers to the gap that exists between the manufacturing of the product and the consumption of the product. A packet of frozen vegetables is a typical example of a product that is grown at a certain time but consumed at a much later date. In order for vegetables to be available the whole year round, either distribution have to keep large quantities of these vegetables in cold storage for distribution throughout the year, or they must be processed and canned. Number 3, information gaps. There is a saying that states, if you don't know about it, you cannot use it or buy it. If a new hotel opens in Cape Town, offering low rates and 5-star services, nobody will be able to book a room if they are not informed about the hotel. Customers need to be informed about the product or the service before they can use it. They will need to know where they can find it and the prices that they can expect. Number 4, ownership gap. To complete the exchange, ownership must change. When a new TV is purchased, the consumer only becomes aware and he becomes the owner when the TV is paid for and the consumer takes it home. Number 5, a value gap. The value of a product is basically when the consumer is prepared to pay for it. The exchange will therefore only take place once the seller and the buyer agrees on an acceptable exchange rate price of the product. If the customer is prepared to pay R1 million for a new Mercedes-Benz, he or she will purchase the vehicle if that is what it costs. This means that the value the buyer attached to the product is the same as that attachment of the seller.